Welcome to today's lesson on dividing fractions. For this lesson, there's one main rule that you guys need to remember, and that's the keep, change, flip rule. So I'm going to do a few examples on the board here for you, and you'll soon find that this rule is actually quite straightforward and easy to use. So for our first example, if we have 3/4 and we divide it by 1/2, the first step we need to use is keep. What that means is that we keep this first number exactly the same, 3/4. Our second step is to change. So what we're changing is this division becomes a multiplication. And our third step is to flip. So we actually flip this 1/2 upside down and it becomes 2/1. So after we use our keep, change, flip rule, our division becomes a multiplication. Now if you do need to revise how to multiply fractions, you can watch that video on the OneNote and then you can come straight back here and follow us along. Otherwise, I am going to keep going with this working out. So our first step with multiplying fractions is to multiply the numerators across and the denominators across. So our next line will be 3 times 2 over 4 times 1. And what we get when we solve the top and bottom is 6 over 4. Now we can simplify this fraction a little bit further by figuring out what number we can divide both 6 and 4 by. And because they are both even numbers, we can divide them both by 2. So 6 divided by 2 and 4 divided by 2, we end up with 3 over 2. Now this is what we call an improper fraction, because the numerator 3 is actually larger than the denominator 2. So what we need to do now is convert 3 over 2 into a mixed number. Now if you can't quite remember how to convert from improper fractions to mixed numbers in back, I would recommend watching the other video on OneNote and then coming back to this point here and carrying on. But for now I am going to shoot ahead and show you how to convert 3 over 2 into a mixed number for our final answer. So our first step is to figure out how many times does 2 go into 3. Now the answer of course is just once, and then you figure out how many remainder are there. So when 2 goes into 3, there's 1 remainder. And our last step is just to write down the original denominator. And our original denominator was 2. So our final answer as a mixed number is 1.5. So that's how you use the keep, change, flip rule to solve a division of a fraction question. I am going to put up a couple of other examples for you guys to work through. Just remember, keep, change, flip, and then convert your final answer into a mixed number if necessary. Okay, so we have a couple of other examples for you guys to work through on your own in your books. So if you would like to, you can pause this video now and jump ahead and try and solve these two on your own.